Your digestive system.
Supplements. Yeah. So I want to see if that.
This is the Grow Business Podcast
it's really be
with
interesting
Cory
to see
Mosley.
how that plays out for you.
Yeah. I've quit coffee before for long, like 6 months. I mean, I don't need it either.
Right.
So I think a lot of things is just technical.
Right.
It's just the idea of like, oh, great, had come back from lunch, need a tea, need a coffee or something. I don't know that the driver is necessarily,
Yeah, for me, I enjoy coffee.
Yeah.
Like I have a programmable coffee maker. It's ready when I get up in the morning.
Right.
I pour a cup of coffee and sit down and get my head right for the day, and then go. But
well, I take coffee seriously. Around here we got all kinds of contraptions. So it's different. But I'm not like I don't go in there and see the beans and go, oh, I gotta have a cup of coffee. Like it's really out of sight, out of mind to me. So all right.
Yeah,
we could talk about that all day. But we got to get on the road.
Let's go.
Yeah, well, I'd like to get started, but Willie H still got the music playing. I got no time clock to know where we are. And the kicker is Willie H came in early today. So like that must throw his whole routine off. Coming in early has completely just shocked him. Still running the music. Can we get that done or what?
He was giving me a tour.
Okay, it was like the whole thing.
Yeah.
Sometimes we get off to these rocky starts. It's too early to mess up my mood for the day here, folks. If you're just tuning in, don't change that channel. We actually do some productive things here. We've got some good information coming up. I think our rants are to get us loose.
Yeah,
get us loose, and then in the vibe.
Yeah, it's like our warm up swing.
The vibe of things. Just get your vibe going.
That's right. That's right.
You ever been to like a coffee house, neo soul, like slam poetry thing?
No, I can't say that I have.
Okay, you should try it.
I bet you it'd be
a lot of, a lot of things you might be interested in.
There you go, right.
Because, I know you walk on the wild side. All right, folks, this is the Grow Business Podcast. That's right, this show every week where we want to help you do something pretty simple. It's in the name. We want to help you grow. We want your business to grow. I'm your host, Cory Mosley. Co-piloted. What's your name, guy?
LG007.
LG007. Lon Graham is here.
Voice of reason.
It's good to be here, Cory.
Sometimes. I think it's over. I think we'll be splitting that drop. The guy who's 80 episodes in, still trying to get it together. Willie H is here.
Hit the buttons, William.
We're praying.
Hold on, Buckaroo.
I send out a prayer. All right. So if this is not your first time joining us, welcome back. If this is your first time joining us, well, this is the Grow Business Podcast. We base our show around the principles of our 5 pillars here, which are mindset, sales, marketing, operations, and people. This can be found in greater detail in my latest book, Position for Growth, available on Amazon as both a paperback and a Kindle.
Ooh.
And we are probably a few weeks out. I'm almost done. We knocked out several chapters. I'm almost done with the audiobook, so we'll be on audible.com. Before the official start date of summer.
Oh, good.
So we'll be there. Excited to have you check that out if you have not already. If you're somebody looking to grow your business, as my friend Willie Jolly says, buy 2, buy 1 for yourself and 1 for a friend or colleague that can benefit. So today, LG, you've been doing poorly.
I've been consistent.
You've been consistently poor. You've been consistently performing poorly.
Right.
But I want to give you an opportunity to redeem yourself. I don't know if you've been playing peekaboo.
It's too much work.
Okay. What pillar do you think we're talking about today?
We haven't talked about operations in a while, so let's go with operations.
Didn't we talk about what did we talk about last week?
We talked about people, I think, last week.
Oh, it was people. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, by me bringing that up, that should be an indicator that that's not what it is.
You're like, whoops.
Now, so I will, I'm going to give you partial credit.
Okay.
Because last week you predicted mindset.
Yes.
And that was wrong.
Right.
But that's what we're going to cover today.
So I had ESPN
there
this week.
you go.
All right,
Yeah.
there we go. Awesome.
Yeah.
Okay.
VPN maybe. Yeah, I don't know about ESP. All right. So we're going to be talking about the mindset pillar today. Specifically, I want to talk about getting out of your own way.
Okay.
If you are a business owner that is the bottleneck in their business,
right,
that is blocking you from scaling, blocking you from growing, I want to talk about that. I'm going to give you some tips and strategies, and hopefully have you come to the realization, hi, it's me. The problem is me. That's why I shocked you that I know a Taylor Swift song. No? I think everybody knows that song though, because a lot of people, don't get into that mix. So, let's jump right in here.
Okay.
We love to give you full value at the podcast, but Daddy has something to do shortly. So I want to get you this information. And because I got a meeting. So let's talk about this.
Yeah.
I think for people, what are your thoughts about the topic first? We'll start there.
Well, we talked about this before. Owners, business owners, leaders, sales leaders, people talk about putting out fires and the problems that exist in their business. And I say this a lot: if you're always putting out fires, you're the fuel. And
you have said that.
And so if you are looking at all these problems in your business, this is a good opportunity. This conversation is a great conversation for you to sit back and think about, okay, what am I contributing to? And what can I contribute to or provide for my team to get out of their way so that they can be successful, so that I can focus on growing the business in the way that I want to.
So I want to talk about, I'm going to do, I'm going to call out 5 ways that you're the bottleneck.
Yeah.
And you probably don't even know it.
Right.
And then we'll see where it goes from there, some other things. So the 5.
Okay.
Number 1, you approve everything. I read this list and I'm like,
Is there a mirror?
I'm like,
Lord have mercy.
But I don't think I don't. This doesn't apply to me. Okay. So let's just get that out of the way.
This is for all of us.
Yeah, let's just get that out of the way. This is for others. All right. So number 1 is you approve everything.
Right.
Your team's waiting on, and this is not true. So I can honestly say I don't approve everything.
Correct.
Some things that I don't approve go out and are problematic, and I wish I had approved
you should
them.
have.
But so number 1 is you approve everything. Your team is waiting on your yes for every email, for every invoice, for every Instagram post, which is really not leadership. Many people might consider that gridlock.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. The way I say it is this: is if you have to be the solution for every problem, you're the problem.
And you better believe it.
Because if they have to come to you, they can't do anything on their own.
Right.
And I say the people on your team, they're crippled, they're paralyzed, they're gridlock is the great way to describe it. And you are that gridlock. Not you.
No, I understand what you're saying. No, I mean, I don't approve every Instagram. So no, it's not, listen, I would like to put my eyes on stuff.
Right.
Yeah. But I'm asked about, Willie H. asks me about something all the time. And I'm like, I haven't looked at it, or I haven't, that's what they're for. Right. Just don't let me not look at it. Then it gets distributed, and then I look at it, and then there's a problem. So then that's the ebb and flow.
Bad.
Yeah, that bad. That's good. Yeah. So Willie H. just woken up this morning. All right. Number 2, you won't train because it's faster to do it yourself.
Yes, that's a big one.
And the thing that people have to remember is, it's faster today.
Correct.
But tomorrow, you'll still be buried in the same task forever.
Correct. Not only that, you are the brake to your team's ability to move forward.
Right.
Meaning that if you have to do it all, you're going to lose people because, and I don't know how far we go down this road, but you're potentially going to lose your best people because you're keeping them from developing.
Right.
And you're keeping them from, and you're keeping your business from developing and growing.
Right. I mean, because and listen, folks, if you've got your mom and pop deal going on, and this is the way you've been doing it, you're not trying to grow. This conversation is about growth, as our podcast is. So from this perspective, I find many times when business owners are giving me their ambitions of being bigger, opening more locations,
Right.
maybe franchising, depending on what they're offering. It's okay, great. How are you going to do that? Now you get into the mix, and I find,
Right.
and I have clients. I mean, what are we waiting on? Oh, we're
Right.
waiting 3 weeks. I'm waiting on feedback on something.
Right.
Well, why? Because you're trying to handle everything.
Right.
And if you have the size, I'm not, if you're a one-man operation, then it becomes inherent there.
Right.
Although you can work with freelancers and other things
Correct.
to do that. But I'm talking about people who, have employees, are trying to scale. Maybe they're 7-figure businesses already. So that gives you, just that dollar value, unless I'm not talking about influencers or the anomalies that do that kind of revenue. Most of the time, if you're a 7-figure or 8-figure business, there's people involved.
Correct.
Right. And structure involved in that.
Well, and I would say too, Cory, even to the people that aren't like, hey, look, I want to grow my business. I just want to keep my business going. Understand too that if you operate in this manner, the people that are on your team that want to do more and want to get better, you're likely going to lose them, which means that you have to replace them, which means that you have to do all this over again. So it becomes this self-fulfilling quicksand.
Right.
So, even for the people that was like, I don't want to grow my business like that, you still got to keep the people that you have if you want to keep the business that you have.
That's right. All right, next up, you hire helpers, not decision makers.
Okay.
So if you're only hiring people, to do what you say and not think for themselves, congratulations, you just hired more yous.
Right. Yeah. And well, I mean, the reality of it is that I was listening to Scott McCain. I was listening to something he was talking about earlier on social media.
Shout out to Scott McCain.
Shout out to Scott McCain.
Friend of the people. Distinction Institute.
Yeah. And he was talking about this is when you hire people from within your industry to talk to the people in your industry, you're hiring blind spots. You're hiring everybody's blind spots. You're hiring collective thinking. Same concept. If you hire people that think just like you're hiring collective thinking,
right?
And you still have the same problems that you don't have solutions to. So hire people that can help you make better decisions if you want to grow your business.
This might be a guy I want to work with.
I like that. I like it. All right, number 4. You confuse being busy with being productive. So your calendar's full, but your business isn't growing. Many people will consider that not to be momentum, but to be maintenance.
Yeah. Yes. And the busier you are, the harder it is for you to grow your business. So what are the things, and we'll probably talk about solutions, but look at some of these things that you're doing that you're not better served to do. There are people on your team, even if all of it means is reducing some of the daily activities that you think you have to do that you don't.
Right.
Give some people on your team an opportunity to do those things and get a different perspective, but free up your own time so that you can look at ways to grow your business.
Okay, I like that. 4. Nope, we did 4. So 5.
Okay.
We're at 5. You're afraid someone else won't do it your way. So, a lot of times that is a wake-up call too, because maybe your way is not the best way.
Will you say that one again?
Maybe your way is not the best way.
No, what you said before that.
You're afraid someone else won't do it your way.
You're 100% right. They won't.
Yeah.
And maybe they shouldn't.
So, I mean, the idea there, right, is that the lesson, I think, is letting go isn't giving up. It's growing up. But you like that.
When the church say amen.
You like that right there. Letting go isn't giving up. It's growing up.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, look at that.
Oh,
I like that right
I
there.
like
Let me let that
that.
marinate there
Let's
for a
sit on
minute.
that one for a minute.
Now. Hold on, Buckaroo.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's good.
But there's so like anything, I mean, I always talk about context.
Right.
The context of the situation matters. I've had conversations like, obviously we do a lot of creative stuff here. So I've had conversations like with Willie H, and I'll say, I'm trying to transfer I'm trying to get him to look at things the way I would look at them. Not to take away his eye, but if I creatively now need to see a project to see my project my way, so to speak, it's what are the elements that I might look for here? Like when we watch some content and say, you know, he starts to look at it and go, well, I know Cory wouldn't like this.
Right.
So now I'm going to, and that's more of a, in this context, he didn't create necessarily the thing that we're looking at. Right. So it's not the creative vision is different, but, you know, one of our editors or something may send something back. And it's kind of like, well, I already know Cory's not going to like this. Right. So not taking away a vision, right, but having some interpretation to kind of, you know, move faster in that way.
Well, I think what you've done for Willie H. and what you've done in this circumstances, you said, these are the things that matter to me. And so he knows that if it's something that's going to matter to you, that you're either going to like it or not like it, because you've said, this is what matters to me. And this is my vision for what I'd like for it to look like. But that's not every single detail of every single piece of content that y'all are processing or creating. It's, okay, well, I know Cory's vision, so this isn't in line with his vision. Right. So let's go figure out how we can get it in line with his vision. That's right. Not that you're telling him how to do it, but what you've said is these are the things that matter to me. And this is the goal that I'm trying to accomplish. Right. And there's different ways to get there, as long as you all know that where you're going to the same place.
No, I like that.
Voice of reason.
All right, good. I think we've covered everything here. All right. So in fairness, so I think I wanted to get these out quickly, right? So I think what we'll do now, it's only fair, right? Let's offer some solutions to the five. So we're going to hit the five again. I like it. With the solutions this time. So we kind of talked about the problem. Yep. And, you know, you're asking yourself, which one of those are you guilty of right now? You know, it's a self-reflective moment here because this is a mindset issue. Shifting the mindset now changes the productivity, gets you back to growing. Correct. And then you could look at the other pillars from a technical standpoint to see how adjusting the mindset on this now can affect those areas. Correct. So, all right, so let's go back to one. One was you approve everything. Right. So what are some things we can do? Create approval rules. Correct. Create, you know, guardrails that the team can follow without needing to sign off every time, right? Pre-approved templates for social media, a budget threshold for expenses. Right. And I think the biggest thing is really getting out of the technical piece of it as the owner of the business, as the leader of an organization, getting out of the technical piece of it and getting into the vision of it, getting into what are you trying to accomplish? How are you defining success for this? Because there's lots of roads that are going to get you to your destination. And I think if you look at it in terms of, here's where we want to be, or here's what we're trying to accomplish. And then if you give somebody that, you can also create check-ins. Right. You can create scheduled check-ins because people are, if you just turn it over to somebody, they're gonna feel lost. They're gonna be like, oh my gosh, I have no idea what they want. So give them the goal, say this is what we're trying to accomplish, and then create depending on your timeline, a weekly, a daily, whatever, depending on the timeline of when you're trying to accomplish it, and give them the runway to do some things, present to you what they've done and say, I like it or I don't, or here's what I do like, here's what I'd like to see different. And then you can continue to grow. But that's also a development and reinforcement process for those people on your team. There you go. I guess that's just me doing it. What are we doing here? I don't even understand. And I could see him. He's not asleep. I just don't understand why he's not ready. Yes, we do. Yes, we do. He's like, we don't need something after every one. Right. Listen, we want to keep people entertained. Are you not entertained? You saw that coming?
I was getting ready to do that.
So the other thing is, the last one that we'll move on is like this idea of a decision-making autonomy zone. Okay. And what I'm saying there is simply, it's clear parameters, right? I mean, I said guardrails, but like this is kind of, if you were to formalize it. So your team knows when they can act without you specifically.
Yeah. And
it's kind of in the finance world, like a VP. Oh, I can approve anything up to 10,000. Anything over that, I got to go here. Right. So now I just remove the bottleneck for low-level like decision making or dollars and cents as an example.
Yeah, and a money number is always a good one. In hospitals, they do the same thing, right? And um, if you need equipment, there's certain thresholds that people at
Sure.
different levels can spend. And if
Gotcha.
you need a tool, if it's a pair of surgical scissors or a surgical
Right.
knife or some tools, certain people can spend a certain amount of money, like you said, up to whatever that number is, 5,000, 10,000.
Right.
Go above that, then you need to get the next level involved. That's a great financial guidelines are a great one.
Yeah. Okay. So number 2 was you won't train because it's faster to do it yourself. So this is where I think a lot of the software now that's come in the game can help you fix that, because basically you can start a train once, benefit forever type of system.
Right.
So, Loom is a great one for that. Like Loom recording yourself.
Okay.
Doing something. Scribe, I think, is another one where you can record the actions that you're taking. So if you're in the
sure.
system, you're going here, you're clicking on this, you're doing this, you're doing this. These are the 4 steps. Instead of having to write that out, you could visually capture it.
Right.
Loom, Scribe, these type of services. Even something as simple as a Zoom.
Right.
That can record you doing the tasks and the steps, and now that becomes internal training.
Yes. And here is where I'm going to go in a little bit different direction to support
Sure.
what you're talking about, Cory. When, it's easier to do it yourself and not trade. But here's the problem. When you're doing it yourself, there's this thing called opportunity cost. And what you are sacrificing is opportunities to do things that only you can do.
Yeah.
That maximize the impact of your effectiveness, of your knowledge, of your leadership. So when you're doing some of these daily tasks, it's like, I can just do it. It'll take me 15 minutes to knock it out. Well, if it takes you 15 minutes 4 times a day,
Right.
well, that's an hour a day. That's 5 hours a week. And then you start to compound that when you could be blocking 5 hours a week to do some development, so what do you get? Think about it in terms of not that it's easier for you to do, but think about it in terms of it's what am I giving up by doing this?
Right.
So, and how am I stifling the business because I'm doing these other things?
Maybe this guy can help me.
What else you got over there? I feel like I'm hearing the same things. Do we need some more? Do we need some more we're going to come up with?
Yeah, we'll get some and bring them in for the century episode.
Okay, that's what we're going to do.
Yeah.
Go load
them up. Yeah, for the next 100.
That's like a lot of weeks. Will we get to 100 this year?
Yeah.
By schedule?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Well, we're, half a year is 26 weeks.
Right.
And
All right. So we're in
middle of Q2.
Okay.
So we've got more than half the year left, and we're
All
at
right,
75.
Oh,
so,
okay, good.
Yeah. So even
See,
with
there you go.
holiday-
I don't know.
Even with holidays and all that, yeah.
This is 76.
There you go.
Okay, look at that. Whew, how about that?
About that, we're
That's 76 weeks of podcasts.
yeah.
I mean, we took a few weeks off, but that's still
Right.
76 weeks work.
76 episodes.
Yeah,
Of
that's good.
fantastic content.
Yes. Got really good after 5.
I went back and watched one of the earlier episodes last week.
Yeah, did you?
I did.
You had critique?
Well, no, I just wanted to see. I wanted to see the origin of the podcast and how we've developed.
There
since
you
then.
go. Okay, there you go. Good. Shout out to our former friend. I
He's
saw
with us
some
every
good
week.
things on LinkedIn. I
Yeah.
saw some things.
Yeah, I saw that.
Willie H, you see that? Our former friend. Yeah, it's been advancing in his new career.
Yeah,
So good. Shout out to him.
yeah, he's always with us.
Yeah,
Yay.
I liked it. I clicked like.
Yeah, me too.
I mean, I don't have any. I'm good. Okay. Oh, well, before I leave that,
Right.
just on the training and the task thing.
Yeah.
Every time you're doing a repetitive task,
Yes.
the question should be, should I be doing this
Right.
or documenting it?
Yeah. Wow, that's a.
Let the church say.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be a short one, but a powerful
Wow,
one
you're
today.
coming in hot today. Look at that.
It's going to be short but
So,
powerful.
would you say, should I be doing this or documenting?
Right, so every time you're doing a repetitive task,
Right.
should I be doing this task or should I be documenting this task?
Wow.
So now it could be passed on.
Yeah, that's 2 today that
look
you've
at that.
knocked out of
Okay,
the
listen, I
ballpark.
got some more, God. Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah, come
That's
on.
stopping me in my tracks.
Come on,
That's good.
somebody.
There
As
you go.
Dr. Della Toro would say, come on, somebody. Okay. Third was you hire helpers, not decision makers. So, start hiring with ownership in mind, not just help. Write job descriptions with outcomes and KPIs, not just a task list.
Yeah, and this is the perfect time to remind people that we're talking about mindset. It's how do you think about it?
Yeah.
Because in order for you to get there, you got to think about it differently. And so you've got to be willing to allow people to come into your organization to bring different ideas and to bring different thoughts and different approaches, especially in the world of technology that's moving so fast. There's so many things that we can do that you're not even aware of. So I'm not, and
Right.
and none of us are going to know all of it. So get people in that can offer ideas and just and have similar hiring for similar values and some experience and expertise, but give them some. Think about who can I hire that can help me advance this and can do some things that I don't necessarily have to do anymore.
There you go. And that's something like even something like asking better interview questions can give you some insights into people who have critical thinking. Like, tell me how you solved a problem when your boss wasn't available.
Right.
And really getting that answer
Right.
could give you tremendous insights to someone's ability to do critical thinking.
Yes, and it gives you ideas about how to give them some bandwidth that you to do some things that, I understand. They can do some things that maybe I don't necessarily have to do anymore.
I remember this guy told this story back in my auto days. Some people are so caught up on their training and they're not thinking critically. And some of the early training in the auto industry is, someone comes into the dealership. You go over, extend your hand, shake your hand, welcome them to the dealership.
Right.
Find out what they're, what are they looking to accomplish today or whatever word track is there. So clearly this guy had been taught, go meet your customer. Go meet your customer. Extend your hand. Welcome to the dealership. So I remember pulling up to the dealership and watching this guy come from the door. And I want you to imagine visually, LG, that the place we got in the car is at the corner of our hallway.
Okay.
And you're at the door entrance to the studio. He walks. Now, folks, obviously, if you're listening to this, you can't see it.
We'll
but
say it's 30
if you're
yards.
YouTubing, if you're watching us on YouTube or you are watching the video version on Spotify, you'll see this. But he has his hand out. I'm doing it now. What camera are we on? He extends his hand and proceeds to walk the length of our. How many? You're
I'd
better
say
with this.
30 yards.
That's 30 yards.
Probably.
He walks 30 yards, 30 yards with his hand out just like this. It was the strangest thing I'd ever seen in my life.
He looked like Vincent Price as Frankenstein.
It was very strange because he was a tall, lanky guy too. So, and she's like, "Hello, welcome in. How can I help you?" He had his pen and paper.
Yeah.
But it was the strangest thing to watch, and I never forgot it. It was 20 years ago,
Right.
or 15 years ago, but I never forgot it because it was so peculiar.
Yeah.
So that's just sometimes you're over. That's what happens when you don't hire for critical thinking,
Right.
because that wasn't too hard to know that's creepy, weird, and needless to say, he didn't close any. I highly doubt he's still in the car business today. Just gonna go out on the limb on that one.
The end of the week.
I'm gonna go on the limb on that one. Okay,
go.
Number 4 was you confuse being busy with being productive.
Right.
So, there's something called the CEO time audit method. This is where you track your tasks for 3 days, then categorize them.
Right.
Is it CEO work or is it worker bee stuff?
Right.
Right? And that gives you an opportunity to delegate or eliminate anything not tied to growth, innovation, or leadership.
Yeah. And documenting it gets it out of you onto a piece of paper or onto your laptop, whatever you're using to do it. And it allows you to look at it from the outside as opposed to processing everything that we process from the inside out. When you get it out and you have the ability to look at it, you're looking at it from the outside in. And it becomes more evident.
Yeah.
The things that the CEO lists, it becomes more evident the things that are taking up your time and the things that you're doing that shouldn't.
And you better believe it.
You better believe it. All right, number 5. We're back again.
All right.
We're back here again. Number 5. You're afraid someone else won't do it your way. So, talking about mindset.
Right.
One of the ways to look at remedying that is to shift to a standards over perfection mindset.
Yes.
So you can document your non-negotiables, right? So the outcomes still align with your standards.
Right. Yeah, this is so important, Cory, because the reality of it is the reason you're afraid that somebody's not going to do it the way you do it is because they won't. That's the reality of it.
Right.
They're not you. And I say this when I talk to sales leaders all the time. If you teach people what to think and what to do, you're teaching them to become a semi-good version of you, which isn't nearly good enough. You need to teach them how to think and how to develop themselves so that they can become and develop the best version of themselves,
Right.
and embrace their creativity. So standards, this is outcomes. Those are the things you want to do. Identify what you're trying to accomplish,
Right.
and where you want it to end up, and give them the bandwidth to do it in a different way, because it may turn out better. And it likely, especially on these things that you do the same way over and over and over again,
Right.
by giving them the opportunity to do it, you're going to get a whole lot better outcome.
I mean, the reality of it is that accepting 85 to 90% done well by someone else is better than 100% done late or not at all by the business owner.
Right. And again, we're talking about mindsets. I'm going to say this again. What are you sacrificing in your business that you could be doing as only the CEO or owner can do by doing these things that somebody else should be doing?
That's right. All right.
Yeah. Well, what do you say? Let's go back. I want to hear that thing you said, the doing and what? Doing, documented. What did you say?
Should I be doing this or documenting it?
That's so powerful.
Good. Look at you. Well, I'm here. I'm here to help. I'm here to help. We're touching lives out here.
We are touching lives.
We're giving out life lessons.
There you go.
And that's why you are the best. Yes, that's it right there. Frankly, and there's some other nuanced things here. I mean, that's the core of it. So I don't want to take away from those core things, because I think there's definitely enough meat on the bone here. But there are things like ego, that play into this. There's the everything passes through me syndrome. So your ability to also get focused on delegating outcomes and not tasks becomes valuable here too.
Ego is such a big one, Cory, and anybody who's been successful has some level of ego. I mean, that's the reality of the world that we live in. That is some of the foundation for it. The challenge becomes, when do we let go of the things that we're holding on to so tightly, because they're limiting our capacity to
you don't want to be in firefighter mode all the time.
Right. And look, the reality of business is your expertise means that you, every once in a while, you got to put out the fire in the house.
Yeah.
But you don't need to be putting out the fire in the kitchen all the time.
Well, it's like people say, if you can't run a week, if your business can't run a week without you, it's not a business. Right. It's a job with overhead.
Right. That's so good.
I mean, we have to believe, I believe, Willie H doesn't know it, but I'm going to be gone soon.
There you go.
So, I'm not going to glory.
Okay.
So not that.
But you're going to that
I'm going
island.
to be out of town.
Right.
So,
okay.
Stuff's still going to get done.
Right. Absolutely. Well, and it's look, here's the reality. Would you rather, ego is about being right, and letting go of the ego is about getting it right.
And that's true. So what's so dangerous is the subconscious levels.
Oh yeah.
In the conversation, because many of these business owners subconsciously sabotage their growth by clinging to that control.
Oh, 100%.
So, what that subconscious mind does is worth looking at too.
That man or woman in the mirror.
Have you ever read Psycho-Cybernetics?
I have
by
not.
Dr. Maxwell Maltz?
No.
There's a recommendation. Recommended reading.
Okay.
Psycho-Cybernetics.
I'll have to check that one out.
Really talks about, the power of the subconscious mind.
Yeah.
Not to be confused with Dianetics. by L. Ron Hubbard.
Right. Okay.
It's also an interesting read too, by the way. It is actually, regardless of what you believe about that, but it's interesting.
Well, it's a different
the reactive
perspective.
mind and those things.
Right.
Okay, so yeah, I mean, I think that's kind of the deal there. I want to leave it there. Really just getting over the idea of you're not being replaced, you're being multiplied.
Well, you're by giving up some of these things, you're able to multiply your impact. And so instead of sometimes in order to grab what's in front of us, we have to let go of what's behind us.
Right.
And sometimes you got to let go of these tasks that you do every day that you don't necessarily need to be doing, so that you can embrace a way to grow your business.
Well, are you building the machine or are you the machine?
Yeah, for sure. Right, 100%.
Voice of reason.
I've been working for
You have earned that one today.
I've been working for a voice of reason.
That one today, for sure.
Yeah, I mean, I think we're going to leave it there. I mean, I think this is, I think there's a lot of meat on the bone there in terms of really everybody taking an opportunity to reflect on how do they fit? Are you creating the bottlenecks? Is it your step? I've been using this term, are you running your business like a Greek family restaurant? Where everybody's chipping in, this person's doing that, they're doing this type of thing. Or are you thinking of running it more like a corporation? Where people understand roles and responsibilities and are given the leeway and given the bandwidth. We're not going to finish this and I'm going to go sit down in the production booth next to Willie H and watch it and go, you should have cut the camera this way, and you should have. No, I do have not here. I mean, there are circumstances where I have feedback.
Right.
Because I was screaming at him a week ago to go wide, go wide. He knows. I still remember that.
Yeah.
I'm like, what is he doing?
Yeah.
I almost had a Bill O'Reilly.
Oh, did you?
The do it live. The meme that goes around. I always have one. I was like, why are we wide? But I'm like, oh, shoot, I'm in the middle of it. I'm in an interview. And I don't even know what the other person sees on the side. If they see me, I'm just trying to do tap. We've started to develop these signals.
Right, I was going to say, you got to have
where
hand
like
signals.
a double tap or a kick or something, has, I wish it was a little buzzer I could.
Like a baseball coach in the dugout, just sending,
Yeah, but I wanted to do something to him.
Right. Yeah, right.
I don't want to just be a green light. I want to be a little correction.
You want to give him a little
go wide. That type of thing.
I want to goose him.
All right, we're getting out of here. We're going to get out of here. We're going to leave it there.
Right.
Take some steps. Take some action here. As always, we want you thinking about the action. I want you to identify one thing, that you're holding on to this week that maybe you could delegate.
Right.
I'd love to have you do that. Feel free to shoot us an email. hello@CoryMosley.com. Let us know what you did. Love to know more. If you're not following us on social media, you can follow me at Cory Mosley. Most places official Cory Mosley on Instagram, because there's a lovely lady who by marriage is named Cory Mosley.
Yeah.
So she's got Cory Mosley. She got to me early.
There you go.
She got in to social media earlier than me, but official Cory Mosley on Instagram. DM me. Let me know what you decided to do. And I also encourage everyone to pick up their copy of Position for Growth in Kindle and in paperback book on Amazon or on our website, CoryMosley.com.
It's a good read.
Yeah. Appreciate it. We'll be quizzing you later. All right. I'll give you not really the last word, but close enough.
Well, and I'll say this before I close it out is this thing, we're asking you to think about how you think about your business. That's what this mindset episode is, so that you can be more productive and you can grow your business. For those of you that are here for the first time, thanks for coming. For those of you that are here multiple times, thanks for coming back. And please, next time, bring a friend.
I love it. We'll leave it there. We are super excited to have you join us this week, and we look forward to seeing you next week. On behalf of myself, LG007 Lon Graham, and Willie H, it's been another episode of the Grow Business Podcast. Willie H, take us out.
Came in hot today, huh?
Yeah.
Pulled a couple of them out of.
I liked it.
Yeah.
Good energy.
It's good. I like that, though. Doing it or documenting.
There you go. That's what you do.
Yeah.
Drop those nuggets. That's what we bomb.
Right.
People take, too long sometimes to get to the point.
100%.
Like, let me get my information
Right.
and go.
Right. We're in 5th gear, baby. Come on.
Well,
We're on the Autobahn.
I'm doing podcasts for the ADHD crowd. I don't know who can listen. I cannot listen to a podcast for 2 hours, 3 hours. I understand there's some interesting things out there. I mean, they say, do it at 1.2 speed or different things you can do to try to mitigate it, but I don't know. That's a long time to keep my attention, I think.
Well, and you know what? For the people that have the ability to do that, congratulations. I'm not one of them.
Yeah. Touche. Great job.
Thank you. Good day.